So, malware and types. Okay, so malware is a general terms. So first of all, the malware, the types of malware we have, okay, is a program which has virus. So virus is a malicious, most likely I think you every day heard about viruses and all. So it's a program, software which execute a specific unwanted, often harmful function on the computer. So virus mean, you know, sometimes you attach file, you attach attachment of the file, you are downloading from it, it scan for the virus, something like that. So basically, the most likely the viruses are spread through the attachment, file attachment. So they are part. So it's a program which can be downloaded by the computer, by the maybe person, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, and it needs some user intervention, which means virus can be only activated if user click it. So for example, you downloaded a file and it has a virus. So this means you have clicked to download. Okay, that is why the some viruses or some antiviruses are coming. Before you download the file, they test it, they check it, and then they make sure if it's clean, then they download on your computer. Because some viruses may be in this situation, if you suddenly download it, maybe your computer is completely shut down, or maybe data is encrypted. Okay, so the difference between viruses, it's a program, and I will give you an example here, man. So worm is a program. It's a self-replicated program. The main purpose of the worm is to automatically replicate itself and spread across the network from the system. So basically, the difference between virus and worm. Virus needs some user interaction in order to perform some activity. Worm, once is installed on the computer, it automatically replicates to the other computer as well. Very, very difficult to stop. Okay, so it's a program. Again, it's a executive arbitrary code and install copy of itself on the memory of the infected computer. Okay, the main purpose of the worm is automatically replicate itself and spread across the net. Unlike virus, so let's say I send you a file, until you don't click or you don't open, that will be not harming to your computer. But once the worm is installed in your computer, it replicates itself not only to your computer but to the other computer as well, and can do the damage. Trojan horse. Anybody know about Trojan horse? You know, sometimes you suddenly, is it happened to anyone, like somebody install a computer application and suddenly computer goes blank, or you know, maybe it's not function, maybe it gets slowed. Is it happened to anyone? Malik? No one? Does, like, maybe, you know, sometimes you install a computer program and it just slow down the computer. So it's look like a legitimate program, okay, but actually it's not. Such as the legitimate application or a file, when an infected application or a file downloaded and open, the Trojan horse can attack and device from the within. So most like, I think there was a movie called Troy or something. Yeah. Remember that? So in that the hero, he was hidden himself into yeah. So if you remember that, so he hidden himself in kind of a horse. So people were thinking like it's a legitimate program or legitimate person, a horse or anything like that. Let him come in. But once it's open, it was something different. So basically, when you try to go to different website and you try to download a program which look like legitimate, okay, so that is why I think nowadays Microsoft Windows 10, they have their own app store as well. You know, so these are the application, whatever they are in the store, they are legitimate application. They are, you know, already truly tested. So then they put on their cloud, on their I think application program. But if you go to any website and you search it, maybe they are sending you a different multiple application and you download it. It look like maybe a driver of your computer, maybe driver of your any card, voice card or any card like that. But actually once it's installed, it might be a harmful system which might steal your information. Let's say later on you are going to the banking website, you are using your username and password, it can steal those information and send to somewhere else. So everybody is clear about virus, worm And Trojan Horse, I'm sure the virus, the definition of virus is a program, but it requires some user intervention. Worm is also a program which is installed on computer, but it's a self-replicated once it's activated. Okay, it can, multiple program. I think I can share you my example. I was working for one of the client, and then I don't know. Suddenly, maybe at that time, honestly, maybe I was going to a website and watching maybe a live football or something like that. I don't know at that time, but I was done something. But then I closed it, for example. Later, after half an hour, 1 hour, somebody came in from the IT and he said, "We need your computer." So maybe I went to a website and a program or a plugin installed in order to view something, because when you go visit some free website, they definitely have some plugin or things like that. They might harmful for you. So he took my PC and he said, "Okay, you can use some other PC." So the fear was, if there is a worm, which can be, maybe they picked up something from the remotely, and that program can be further replicate itself to other computer as well, and can damage the whole network. Okay, so Trojan Horse is also a program, but it's look like a legitimate, but it's not actually a legitimate program. So these are the definition of virus, like alert, detected, malicious is detected. Trojan Horse classification point of view, security software disabler, remote access, data sending, destructive, proxy, FTP. So these are the different program. Worm, if you see initially code, worm infected. So initially it affected the few users or few computer. After 19 years later, it infected most of the network.